Can you hear my soul screaming and my anxiety?
Yeah.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Mike, why do you got some anxiety going on? Why do you look
quiet,
so rough,
quiet.
buddy? What?
Listeners, you hear that? That's inner Mike freaking the fuck out.
He's freaking out because Mike's a little baby. We got a little bit of a situation. This is going to be the first edition of Mama's Boys where it's a story time for the first little bit. Mike, why don't you explain what's going on? Why are we here?
Look, I'm not much of a diva. I'm pretty easygoing. I go with the flow. If I'm with a group and someone says, hey, we're going to have chicken for dinner, I say, cool, whatever you guys want. Hey,
I want to fish, but I'll eat chicken.
We're going to go train at this place. Cool, man. I'm down. Whatever. Oh, you're staying at this hotel or this Airbnb? Cool, man. I'm down. Oh, you need to sleep on the ground for a couple nights? Cool. Whatever,
Mike is that cool guy.
I like to go with the flow. I like to be a team player.
Okay.
What I don't like.
Here's what you don't like. Go on.
That's that shit I don't like.
Are the cops banging on your door
At 8 a.m. and a place that I don't feel comfortable. So it's a
Folks,
city.
we got a situation here.
We got a real fucking
So
situation.
here's what's going on. We're out here in New York trying to make this a thing, trying to take Mama's Boys to #1. I'm sorry, Oprah, we got to step the fuck up.
Hey, we're in the
here to
top
be
200
#1.
again. So, hey, give us the rating and review right now. Bump Mama's Boys up. Let Snoop Dogg.
You guys are
Bill
fanatical,
Simmons.
which is amazing. Yeah, we passed Snoop Dogg on the podcast downloads
Get us
in our
up there.
first week. Shit's for real, but here's what's going on. We came to New York, in particular Manhattan, to film some damn content for you, to record some awesome podcasts, to collab with some very cool people. So we set ourselves up in an Airbnb. Looked very nice, Mike, did it not?
Yeah, so the idea behind the Airbnb is, one, we could budget a little bit. We're not frugal, but we're not balling. We don't like to get the mansion
I think
that
I
we
lean
could
out
get.
on my house for this shit. But
Yeah,
go on.
yeah, we don't need to flaunt for the video, but we got an Airbnb. Omar found a great one. It had a nice little living room.
Thanks,
it fits
buddy.
4 of us. It was a great pick. A central location. We wanted the living room and the dining room so we could set up this podcast and bring some guests in, share a monster with them, have some water, hang
Have
out.
some genuine conversations.
And just have some conversation. But the issue lies in that I guess we did know but didn't know.
No, we did not know.
Well,
No,
like we didn't know, but we've dealt with these things before. But we're not lawyers. We don't know the law.
Okay.
That I guess
I need a lawyer, actually.
Yeah, and then everyone's acts so sketchy when you get into an Airbnb. Like, don't tell
The
so and so.
LA, yeah.
Like, hey,
Fuck
you're
Airbnb.
Hey,
That's
hey,
gonna
if
be
anyone looks
the
you in
title
the
of this one.
Yeah, if anyone looks you in the eye, tell them you're with Steve and your cousin's a Danielle and your neighbor is Johnny.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, I just want to relax. I want to be.
I'm paying you a couple grand to stay here for.
I don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about hotels,
They
is
don't bother. They
and
make you feel welcome.
They make you feel so comfortable, safe, and welcome, like you're a king, even if it's a shitty one or a nice
even
one.
if you're a pauper.
Oh, hello, Mr. Farr. Yeah, room 133. Oh, well, thank you, ma'am. I'll give you a little tip on my way. And
Oh,
then
rub
when
and tug, and away you go.
and you have a little
Here's the
sign, you
thing.
put it up front,
Yeah.
and then no one's ever going to bug you.
The first time I actually had a bad experience was recently. I've used Airbnb before, probably for the last 4 or 5 years. Things have been great, but there are some problems. People act like it's the next best thing since sliced bread. The truth,
Sliced bread's the best. Fuck you.
I don't know about that, bro.
What, you like a baguette?
Artisanal. Oh no! Don't get me started on baguettes.
You don't like baguettes?
If it's too hard, I mean,
oh, well, yeah, you need a good baguette.
yes,
Yeah, sure.
maybe something more like
Well,
a
that's like
sourdough.
pizza. Like, yeah,
But
I
check
love
this
pizza,
out,
but a
guys.
shit pizza is a
This-
shit pizza.
We're currently in DEFCON 5 because
We
here's
opened the
what's going
door, and we got a note from the sheriff.
Ryan nearly
NYPD.
got shot in the face with a shotgun. Ryan, how'd that feel?
Really good.
Really good. He loved it. Ryan's out here trying to help us. Else is trying to take photos. We're just trying to make content. Here's what happened. About 4 months ago was LA, Mike. We booked a place in LA. And the same thing happened. I just wanted to stay somewhere close to Barbell Brigade. Shout out to our homie Barquan, where he has a gym. And the woman, after I booked, she's like, meet me in the alleyway. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
why can't we
I'm
just
like,
go through the
"Look,
normal entrance?
I don't like you that way. I don't know what's going to happen here. This sounds like some sort of showdown from Big Trouble in Little China.
We're
I'm just
not
about
dealing.
this
We're
life.
not dealing drugs. We just want to rent a room. Uber's not weird.
Yeah.
I've done Uber a lot, and I've never. Worst case, you have an awkward driver, but I've never had a weird Uber like that.
Yeah.
Like all my Airbnbs, probably 9 out of 10 of them, something weird happened.
Yeah. It actually makes me want to use hotels more.
Same.
And so here's what happened. New York, we booked this place. Everything seems great. The reviews, and here's what I don't like, is that people are probably told maybe not to mention it or who knows what about all these places.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't show up in the review. Like, oh, like this apartment or this condo building or this hotel, like you're not supposed to Airbnb out of.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And so
Why isn't it
had
common?
it has 5 stars.
Why isn't it common knowledge that New
Yeah.
York may or may not? You're not allowed to Airbnb. Why wouldn't we know
Full
that it's just
disclosure.
consumer?
Yeah. Airbnb should have a policy. So, anyways, we booked this place. We're banging out content. We're on fire. We know we're going
I
to
was on
overtake.
fire.
We're going to
Someone just put
overtake
me out.
Oprah.
Someone just put me out.
No,
I
Mike,
was on
I'll let
fire.
you back up, bro.
Light me up. Light me up, squad.
So here's what's going on.
I need another coffee and I need another hotel room because this lady fucked me
We're
over.
checking the fuck out of here. Mike's mentally checked out.
Oh, I'm out.
You know, I feel all right.
I'm on my laptop right now finding us a hotel.
Mike, during this whole time, this is going to be called the In Search of a New Place podcast episode. So yesterday we filmed Home
Alone in New York 3.5.
3.5 because the third one sucked.
I'll be Macaulay.
The first two were classic.
Two's classic. That's New York.
Yeah, two's classic. Great. So we did a podcast yesterday with Larry Wheels and it went great. Everybody was laughing. And our first one back, it felt natural, felt normal. I'm like, damn, man, I missed you, Mike. And we really were getting our mojo on because we need to get our creative flow. We need to be in
until our Airbnb host just stole my mojo.
Hey, I have to give a huge shout out to the place we stayed in Sacramento.
Yeah,
the one that
so
I
nice.
rented. Shout out to Sacramento. Those people, those hippie dudes that we stayed next to, like, dude, we clogged that toilet. He didn't even like mention it. Nothing.
Oh, he owned the
he owned the place next door. The people that you saw.
Sacramento. I was helping Omar choose an area to come because that's obviously where I'm from. And Sacramento only has like 4 places available to begin with because it's like a state work thing, you know. So people will go there, probably stay hotel because people only go there for the government stuff. But New York, there's shit. There's hotels everywhere. There's Airbnbs everywhere. Yeah. Can't we just get a good one?
Dude, so here's what happened this morning. We were told by the person after we booked in, hey, there might be someone from like a hotel lobbyist. Like there's a hotel lobbyist group coming around just trying to basically rattle people. Just don't answer the door. It'll be fine. So we're like, cool, whatever. Then this morning.
8 a.m.
8 a.m.
I'm sleeping.
Ryan's sleeping. He's sleeping on the couch. Okay?
Shout out to Ryan.
Doing his thing. And all of a sudden, bang, 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 bang. Nothing. And she said it would take like a few seconds. They'd go away. The dude knocks for 5 minutes. We think it's like some hotel lobbyist. Ryan goes to the door, opens the door. Who's at the door?
He doesn't.
I'm going to show this right here.
He doesn't open the door. He looks through the people.
Looks through the people. Yeah, doesn't open the door. Looks through the people, and then he sees there's a card down there. Who's the card from? The police.
Yeah, the sheriff.
It's illegal. A sheriff. Yeah. I'm like, come on,
and then Omar gets on the phone with this lady finally, and she finally answers and says, oh, yeah, they're trying to fine us. Or
acting nonchalant like we're supposed to know about this stuff.
Yeah.
Like I didn't pay you
it's not
$3,000 for 9 days and for all of us to stay here.
And what about my therapy bills? I'm going to sue you. What about my anxiety? Like, get out of here, lady. I want to relax in New York and get some work done and just have somewhere to hide.
Mike needs a safe space.
I really do, especially in a city like this where there's so much hustle and bustle. That's my favorite thing about a hotel. It's like you can go there, close the door, and you're just alone. Where like you go on the street, there's shit everywhere, which is cool, but I can't do that all day. And then now I'm in this room where you
feel trapped, bro.
I feel trapped in a stranger's house. I don't want to go out there. And then we're gonna roll out with our bags. It's gonna feel awkward. I feel scared. I'm on my phone walking by the security guard. Like, don't look at me.
I don't like that you don't feel good. And then obviously the creative flow of what we're doing.
Oh, my flow's busted, bro. There's a dam in the flow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The Great Dam.
Well, here's the thing: is that
hey, lady, fuck you. That's what it comes down to.
That's gonna be the title of it.
Yeah. Hey, lady, fuck you,
lady. Hey, nice lady.
I'm gonna eat some pizza today. I'm gonna anxiety eat. I'm gonna anxiety eat.
I'll be fine.
We're gonna have a binger on the next one.
I will just show you eating the whole time. Airbnb, I think. A, they need to disclose these things. B, I think it's up to also the people that are, putting up these places to host, that they should give you that full disclosure.
We'll just follow the actual law. Yeah. If it's a real law, which we do not know.
I have no idea.
There's a difference between like, it's frowned upon and this is a law. If it's a law not to do this,
don't do it.
Well, Airbnb should just take their thing down. They should geolocate where this location is
completely
and just take it down. Like that's illegal. Like Uber, a random Uber driver is not allowed to fly an airplane.
Yeah.
So if this guy offers you an airplane ride, Uber would probably say no.
It makes me, I think in the future, like when we come back, because we do like New York itself, and we do want to come back at some point, probably in 2018. It'll be, probably in.
Why are you looking at the door? Now you're freaking out.
I thought I just heard something at the door.
I'm leaving.
I'm just letting you know. But Mike, let's go on. Put down the laptop.
I'm literally finding myself a hotel right now.
Why find yourself? You're going to leave me alone?
I'm leaving you all three.
Bro.
Every man for himself when I have anxiety. Hop on my back. You can hop on my back and come.
Mike, talk me through a little bit your anxiety, though, when you say that. So, like, what's that?
I'm like half joking, but I'm not really joking. Yeah. For some reason, I don't know.
People have like either depression or anxiety.
Yeah.
I go through, blue moods, which I think is natural, normal. But like, talk me through anxiety because it's not something.
I don't know. It makes me just very on edge. Think about like almost being nervous for going. I don't know how many of you have performed somewhere or an interview or like a interview for a job or a big presentation or something, it's almost like that feeling. Except for like those occasions, I get confident because I'm prepared for what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
I guess it's anxiety.
It's like a nervous excitement.
Yeah. Or like this podcast, we're performing. We want you guys to listen. We want to make it entertaining. But I know that it's something I'm good at, so I'm not worried about it. Or if it is a presentation, I know I've done my research, so I'm ready to do that presentation. In an instance like this, it's so out of my hands.
Yeah.
And I think the root cause for me is that I hate conflict.
Oh, really?
Very much so. I hate fights and arguments.
I'm a confrontational type of
guy.
I
hate it. I hate it all. So like even if the sheriff was very
Ryan, why are you touching the camera right now, bro? What the fuck, man?
Even if the sheriff was very nice, which I'm sure he would have been to us because he knows like we're not at fault. We don't know what's going on. But that still makes me anxious. Like I don't even want to talk to him.
Do you ever think what's the worst actual possible scenario? Like, no, right, so we answer the door and the guy's like, oh, you're not supposed to be renting out Airbnb. There's going to be fine. I'm like, whatever, man. Suck my dick.
Anxiety. That's why I actually am very empathetic to people with real anxiety like me. It's not logical. I consider myself very logical.
And I'm not trying. Yeah,
but it's not logical because I consider myself a logical person, and clearly the cop's not going to kick down the door and shoot me. I know that. Worst case in everything is
else answers the door. There is that possibility.
I know the worst case is literally the guy's semi-rude and just says, "Hey, you need to leave now," which is not a big deal because we're going to go get a hotel either way.
Yes, I was coming here with your hat, please, just for a background shot, so people could see what the face of innocence looks like. I hear you, Mike, and honestly, I'm sorry to hear that. Is there anything that helps you out then with that?
Resolve. Like, figure this. That's why I'm on hotel.com.
So that would give you the catharsis that you want.
Yeah, probably. Look, or once we check into that hotel or get out of
Mama's
here.
boys, this is the face. Do you want this young boy to be shot in the face by a police officer? We got to make like a... What on the ground. Oh, jeez. He said that yesterday, all too timely. I said, I feel like I'm going to die here. And then
don't talk like that.
And then the cops. No, it's okay.
This
Mike,
isn't bad.
It's totally fine. This whole episode is going to be Mike just searching for a hotel while I just talk. It's amazing.
This one's nice. I'm going here.
I wanted to talk about something serious, Mike, for the next topic, but I feel you can't give it the weight it deserves right now.
Yeah,
you think so?
Yeah.
Honestly,
we spoke about it in another podcast previous where we started talking about men and their position in society right now,
which is a little bit of power structures and how they did find, I think, a correlation between, or there's a likelier chance of maybe there being some sort of overstepping of boundaries when we talk about clients and trainers or coaches.
In the previous podcast, we talked into everything happening on in the entertainment industry with different people in different power positions and some in not power positions. You know, some people are more middle tier. They're an actor or something. They're not the director or the casting agent. And inappropriate things obviously happening with different females on set or males on the set where which we shouldn't be surprised. This leaks into every industry. I was listening to, I believe NPR did a story, and someone was talking about their research in power positions. And when someone has just the feeling of power, whether they actually have power or not, which could literally be anyone on any day, whether they just have extreme confidence or they do have an actual power position where they're management or they get a raise or who knows what, right? Everything's just rolling in their favor for that time. Something in their brain, and he went into details, which I don't know, but starts to make you less empathetic and also be able to read other people less. Your EQ basically goes down.
Yeah, you're more absorbed with yourself.
Right. Yeah, because of who knows what other factors. But what they were talking about actually like chemically, right? And neurologically this happening. Rather than we understand that, sure, some rich people can be dicks because they're self-absorbed. And maybe that's why they got rich, because they were just so self-driven or selfish to headway there or whatever. But they were talking about even just the thought of being or the condition of being or thinking you are powerful, literally changing something in your brain to be less empathetic and less humble, I guess, for lack of a better term. And this led to different things in our industry.
Oh, I'm not surprised at all. So we'll talk about our industry in a second. And there's so many things where, I have no doubt what hundreds of women that are coming forward that all their stories are true. And then you think to yourself, too, that the extent of how far it's going, where Terry Crews, to use a male example, where like Terry Crews is a big jack dude, like just like full of testosterone, alpha male type of guy. And I forget what executive, he was walking down the hall with him, and the dude just fondled his balls.
Yeah.
And Terry Crews was like too embarrassed to share their story.
Yeah, of course.
The point is that they feel they're enabled with so much power, sense of power. They feel they're unstoppable and can do anything. And so it's a really unfortunate situation, and actually something that might be affecting the fitness industry, because I have to give a shout out to the Instagram. I think it's Powerlifting Women.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm not going to name the names of the individuals involved, but allegedly there's
a couple.
There are a couple, and again, I have no doubt. I hate when people say like someone comes forward and it's like, well, who is this person? It's like, this is a person that how you have to understand how hard it'd be for someone to try and come forward in the first place.
Yeah.
Right? How embarrassing, how demeaning it is. The whole situation. It's like you weren't put in that place. Someone did that to you,
100%.
Right? Where you're a victim. So there are some things apparently going on within the fitness industry
which
with some coaches that are overstepping their bounds. And people think that it's like, well, bro, what? Like if she wanted, then she wanted. I'm like, no, dude, we're talking about like rape allegations here.
Things are very different between you hitting on a girl and she's saying no, or you saying nice ass and she's saying leave me alone, and then you going on your own way. Not that that's right, but that's not illegal. There
are levels to this shit, and rape is never acceptable.
I think that's my main issue with this whole conversation. There's two things that I have. I think one, there needs to be more people, both male and female, need to take more responsibility for what's going on and take it a little bit more serious.
Absolutely.
And that's on both sides. And I believe everybody that wants to come forward as well, because I believe it is very difficult. I can't imagine, because I've never been through anything of that nature. I've been through different traumas.
I want to share something after.
Yeah, we can. But I also think that there may be people, I don't know, I'm not pointing fingers, that maybe took something the wrong way, and that leads us to the scale of this thing.
Yeah, we have to focus on the really big issues. Where
real sexual assault, real rape is next level.
Because there was one, the Aziz Ansari, where it's a little. I haven't read the entire, but it sounds like kind of like it was a bad date scenario, which is on a different scale than being raped against your will.
And for girls that want to support girls, I think you should speak louder and more.
100%.
But what I also think is their responsibility on both maybe the person telling their story and the girls that want to support them to know facts. Because if a girl wants revenge or wants a spotlight, like maybe this is Aziz Ansari, I don't know. Again, we're saying maybe, then that's not right either. And that's why there is a judicial system and a court system. Now, again, we're not talking sexual assault or rape. Those are 100% wrong in many aspects.
Things are wrong, or in an absolute sense wrong. I think Dave Chappelle actually said it, shout out Dave Chappelle, where he said proportionality of what's going on. So the one that is the worst for me is Tavis Smiley, who I did enjoy his show on PBS. He was actually let go because he had a consensual relationship with a subordinate. And so basically, they were just like, it was like whatever, his producer, whatever, that they started dating. And they let him go just because, oh, guess what? Like, he's her boss. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, well, I think it depends. Sometimes if you sign a contract going into that job, and that's part of the rules, then that's part of the rules. And that's the same thing, I guess, where I'm taking the spectrum of the seriousness and how the responsibility lands on kind of everybody to be honest and kind of do your due justice before you speak out, rather than just be enraged. And it's in a very emotional topic for everybody.
You don't want to hurt the movement by obviously coming out with something that then, because there's always those people on the fringe that'll take that extreme example. Right. So like someone basically crying wolf and be like, "Whoa, what can we trust?" Like you realize that like a lot of these are probably fake. I'm like, no, all allegations when they come out, they have to go through that process of being proven true. It's like, but you take everything seriously. I
think that too. And then there are weighted things that where some of this trainers that we're talking about, in my opinion, holds heavier weight than maybe this Aziz Ansari thing, by the facts that I have heard. Now, if the facts I've heard of are incorrect, then I take back everything I just said. But in instances like this,
about Aziz, you mean?
Or just having less weight on that compared to some of the conversations that we've had in the training industry.
Yeah, and I would say for myself too, from us working in it, I could see easily that power structure, how it could be an abusive thing, just because there are people that come to you and they're looking desperately to transform their body. They don't feel good about themselves. They put all their blind faith in you.
Yeah, they're already vulnerable.
And for you to betray that, I think then is disgusting.
I think I may say something that's unfavorable to a lot of people out there, but also, I have many mixed thoughts in my head, and that's why I don't speak out about a lot of these things, because I have a very emotional, empathetic side in my brain, and I also have a very logical, and those obviously don't always line up. My logical side tells me that with these things, none of them are right. But we're probably at the best place we've ever been in human history. How do you think women were treated 100 years ago?
But that doesn't make it right now.
And it doesn't make it correct. But it doesn't also mean to shy away that we aren't making progress.
And I think no one's denying that. I think, once again, Dave Chappelle said a good line. We all need to be a little less brittle, not about these allegations, but about, again, on the internet, probably a year I received like 500 like comments about, oh, like, you fucking terrorist bastard, towelhead, like this and that. It's like, you know what, who gives a shit? Like,
I just got a nice message this morning.
Like, someone made a video of me implying, like, with my photo and stuff, that I was responsible for 9/11. Like, sent me a whole video. This is like a few years ago. Was that? It wasn't you. I don't know how to tell you that, Ryan. It wasn't me. But so, like, all it's like you guys shrug it off is where Dave Chappelle said basically being called the N-word is not enough to break the modern black man. He said that in his stand-up, and the idea where you have to pick your battles, because it is something where you're trying to move towards like equality. You're trying to move towards this not happening again. I do agree that things are better than they've probably ever been for a lot of in a lot of ways.
Let's get it to the meathead analogy. You deadlift 500.
Yeah.
You want to deadlift 600, but you pull 550.
Yeah.
For a PR.
Right.
You have to acknowledge that PR.
Yeah.
And keep striving for 600.
Yeah, I think this one just kind of resonated with me, this story, and that's why thoughts and prayers to everyone like involved in this, and like shout out to powerlifting women for bringing this to light. Where I've seen, like, I haven't seen this exact thing happen, and this is like, again, like, rape is rape, but I could easily see how it occurs. I think there's also an interesting flip side though, and that's why I wanted to share just an alternate perspective. Is I started out as a very young trainer. I was 18, and there were a lot of female clients that were a little older, so they're in their 30s or in their early 40s, and I was straight just trying to train them because, like, I had like a girlfriend or whatever,
trying to make money.
And they, and I got like hit on all, like, of course, like, all, like, touched and like a few other things, which is fine. I don't give a shit about that. But I'm just saying, like, it's the power structures where it's like, oh, like, he's like an innocent, like, young boy, or like a few other things. You know, it's always interesting.
I had the same thing where I never was fondled in any inappropriate places, but they are touching your arms a lot more than any other client was, or they're caressing your back as they're moving to the machine. And I'm 22 trying to coach people, or even today, I literally woke up with a message. It might take me too long to find it, but someone messaged my athlete Facebook account and says, you should take more sweaty, shirtless pictures or something and send them to daddy or something. Like this stuff. Oh, it was actually Ryan. All right, that's fine.
Yeah,
but
flex shows are a real thing. We can't. So I think it's important as humans to try and empathize with those 100%. That are suffering. It's like we're not trying to equate anything. That
not even close. Right? It's not even close. But the point is that
I hear you.
Yeah,
and these conversations
we know it's out there.
If
it happens to my ugly ass, I know it happens to everybody.
It's like if it's happening to our broke asses. Like, we can only imagine the amount of DMs and other things.
Yes, it's definitely not okay. But there's also, like I mentioned, there is progress, and people are speaking up more now than ever. And I just think it's a responsibility of when and how to speak up, because attacking people is never going to solve an issue either. Opening the conversation and trying to find a resolve, or finding fixes, or finding help. 100%. Attacking people, whether they are truly monsters or bad people, which I agree many of them may be, isn't going to help though. Attacking never solved shit.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where I guess the final part I would say is that it's surprising sometimes too, some of the individuals, like the Bill Cosby whole scandal, where it could change and like rock a foundation where he was a pillar, let's say, in a community. But these things must come to light. It reminds me in ways of all the pedophilia allegations when it comes to the church, where people are rocked by it. It's like these are necessary steps forward for things to permanently change.
Yeah, you don't hear a lot about that anymore. So maybe it was fixed,
or maybe they just silenced it all up, bro.
I don't know. I don't know.
Killed everyone involved in a conspiracy theory style thing, bro. I'm just saying. Are you feeling better now, Mike?
No, I'm still feeling anxious. No? We got one more podcast doing this place, and I'm bouncing. I'm finding a hotel.
How did the hotel search go so far?
I turned it down, but there's a bunch. We're in Manhattan. We'll find one.
We're in Manhattan. I think the final thing that I wanted to say is that you choose who you associate with. And here's what I mean. There's actually, and I'm going to bring this up too, there's some individuals maybe in the fitness community when we talk about race superiority. It's not like not to get too heavy into it, and people throw around the term like white supremacist.
Neo-Nazi, whatever.
Yeah. There are some things that I think we both know of certain people. We just won't associate with them. It's who you choose. You have the power as a consumer, as someone, as like coaches, as people in the industry, to choose who you associate with. So if you know someone is doing something wrong, so let's say sexual abuse or something like that, or they don't align with your worldview, where they believe there should be only one type of person here, then just don't collab with them, don't talk with them, don't deal with them.
I think that's I guess what I was getting at attacking versus just making a decision to resolve, where we could come out on podcast and video and call out everyone for all their bullshit that we know.
And then the industry too.
But that doesn't fix anything. Yeah. What fixes things is us focusing on positive things, us trying to help people, us trying to entertain people, and not associating or dealing business or otherwise with people that we don't believe in what they're doing. And that's kind of, I guess, what I mean in a small form of.
And I also hate hypocrites. I would want to be the last person to try and always accuse others, just because it's like, I'm flawed in so many different ways. And that's why, like, again, in the industry, related to another thing, there's so many enhanced people that don't say that they're enhanced. And I'll sometimes make a video, maybe one of these people will be on the channel, like in a video, and they'll be like, well, I thought you said, like, fake natties you call. I'm like, yeah, it's true. It's like, you realize if I choose to say exclusively
me and Omar with anyone,
it would be only me, Mike, Bart, Alan, like that's it. Like it would be just like 4 people, and then I could say like confidently, and so it's like you have to pick your battles, as kind of you're saying, with what you do. And also it's from within you. Like, we have a message that we want to share, a certain, let's say, code of ethics that we adhere to, and hopefully us doing that maybe not inspires other people, but you see that A, you can do it, and B, there is not the right way to do it.
No, but you lead by example. You lead with what you think is right, and whether we're right or not, who knows? But whom knows? We believe that what we're doing is the correct path of information and entertainment. So then we associate with those people that are on that same wavelength, and we head that way. I guess another piece, not to open another can of worms, because we're going to close this thing out in a sec. But
because Mike wants to check out. To a hotel, not check out a Mama's Boys.
No, Mama's Boys still happening.
Mama Boys is number one.
Is that we don't even know, because these allegations and things going on is literally just a handful of people within the powerlifting community, let alone the bodybuilding, which, I've heard stories for
Dubai
years.
Daddies.
Or photographers, or quote unquote sponsors that would, literally fly people from whoever in the world to LA to start their bodybuilding career. I've heard stories of that over and over.
There's a lot of absolutely.
Like, shit's weird.
Abuse structures once again.
But then it's hard to say too, because if people made those decisions, like, I'll go to this guy, live with this guy's house to be a bodybuilder, like, that's on you. But I agree. Like, it gets cloudy. There's a spectrum. It's very bad. It's very scary.
Boogie Nights explains it. Have you watched the movie?
I know it.
Where basically it's like a young wide-eyed boy, Dirk Diggler, who goes and he's lost, and he's a young kid, and he just wants like fame and fortune, and so then he gets involved in the porn industry, and it just like rips his soul out in the whole process. So I do, once again, there is sympathy towards all individuals that go through that. Hopefully, that's why it's good to have great support structures, like good family, good friends, people, mentors, people to guide you, and
then even just like goals, to not get too fucking rah. But if you have your own goals, your own vision, your own confidence in who you are, you can kind of head that direction and not really focus. You have blinders on that. People make fun of me for my head down, chin up, as it's anatomically not possible.
Me do me.
But me do me, and head down, chin up to me just basically means that I have blinders on, because I'm doing what I want to do. I have my head down, meaning I'm staying in my lane. I have my goals, my crowd, my vibes, and then the chin up is kind of the pride and the confidence, right? Hey kid, it's all right, chin up. And those two together make me do me.
So we apologize if maybe this podcast was a little bit more scatterbrained.
We went from anxiety. We went to anxiety to sadness. Don't worry, the laughs are coming in the next one. Give us a rating and review.
Make sure on iTunes to leave us a rating and a review if you enjoyed this. Make sure also in whatever you do, you stick to your values and what you believe in. And I think that's all you can do at the end of the day. And, I guess we'll see everyone in that next podcast.
Later, friends. Appreciate you, bitches.
Why do you have to say bitches?
They liked it. Some guy said he subscribed just because I called him a bitch.
Well, that's kind of weird. I think that's kinky and weird.
No, it's just because I'm funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you later.
Whores and pimps.